Welcome to part 2. I wasn't sure if it would be 2 parts or 1 part. So in this video I'm going to look at what happens when you want to get your proportions correct if you're doing a commission where it needs to have a likeness or if that's what you're going for. And so I will use Photoshop to get my proportions right, so I sketch it either on Photoshop or I use a slice tool to bring it into 2 parts, which you'll be seeing on screen right now. And so I use technology in order to get past my weaknesses within art, and other times I will sketch as close as I can get it, and then I'll use Photoshop to move the hand-drawn sketch around on the photo to match up those proportions, which I didn't do this time because otherwise we'd end up with probably 3 videos rather than just 2, but you can kind of picture that. But if you want a video of that in the future, then do let me know. So let's get right into this. So usually I will sketch it in Photoshop and play around with the different textures of the line and add a bit more flair to it. But this time I decided to just sketch over the photo. The difficult bit is keeping your lines. So I decided to water down this light blue, which is kind of like a grey kind of blue. You can be quite rough with it, and I just scraped off any of the paint that was too much and left my lines there. I think the only problem with this method is it does take away from my natural ability to layer up the paint, because I worry about losing those marks to keep the structure and the proportions there. But as you get more confident, you can layer up and lose the lines and come back to them. It's just a nice starting off point to get those proportions in the right place, because our minds can trick us into where the face should be in terms of the features, and I often try and make the face more straight on than it actually is. So like the other video, I'm starting with the eyes again. It's a bit different with the structure of this sketch, but again, what's great is that you can trust that where the eye is in the right place, and it just takes that thought out of it. And still need to mix your paints, you still need to layer up the textures and the structure the way you want, but this painting just became that much more delicate because of the extra preparation that was put in with this. And these were done on the same day, so I hope they have the same kind of vibe and feel as each other, even though they're different techniques. And it's just to show you different ways you can work, and showing another way that I work. And it just changes the nature of the painting, but I'm happy with both, and you'll get to see them both side by side at the end. I think what's interesting about this technique is you end up being more confident in bold, sweeping gestures, and you can concentrate more on your colours than you can when you're trying to build the structure of the face as well. It just flattens the whole thing, which is something to think about, because if you're into texture like myself, it's still trying to create that texture and those layers while not having to worry about the proportions of the face. And so there isn't really much more to say. I will leave you with the rest of this painting, and I'll be back to my usual content after this one, where it's a bit more rapid fire and using the art as its own character in a way. So enjoy, and I shall see you in the next one.